Hey everyone, this is Pops Reviews, and I'm here doing a playthrough of the Squared Circle, the new wrestling game I just purchased here. So again, if you want to see all the contents that are in this book here, I just did uh, a little unpackaging video this past Friday, so please check that out if you're interested in this game. And I showed off all the different. There's 4 hardcover books that you get. You could also purchase it as a PDF, as a soft cover or a hardcover, but I did like the collectability of the hardcover, so that's what I got for all the books. So please check out that video if you have not, if you're interested in this game and seeing what's inside this book. Um, I'm just gonna do a playthrough of this, and I will give my thoughts at the end of this game and playing this game and who it really is for. I will do that at the end of this video. But this is going to be a playthrough of the Squared Circle pro wrestling simulation game, a game made by Mr. St. Patrick, who I call Saint Patrick for doing all this wonderful work in this game. Um, so this is the book. This is the core book, and this is where all the material I got for this particular match that I'm gonna play out here for you. So as you can see by the 2 guys that I'm playing here, I'm playing with Magnum TA versus Ivan Koloff, and this is again from the 1986 Crockett Mid Atlantic territory at the time. So this is where Mr. St. Patrick um, chronologize, I guess you would say, their moves at that time period. And so yes, so this is the playthrough. Now we're gonna go here. First, we're gonna talk about the uh, the PowerPoints here. So as you can see here, he has rated the wrestlers here. There's 58 wrestlers in this particular book. As you can see here, Magnum TA, he is rated as number 4 because Magnum TA was, I'm guessing, the U.S. heavyweight champion this time period. I didn't really watch a lot of the NWA in this time period. I was more watching WWF, but well, I'm familiar with these guys here. So he has Magnum TA at a 790 points rating, and Ivan Koloff he's way down here at number 22 at a 500 points rating. So what I did was, I have a couple, I have some memo cards, flash cards we used to call them. So what I did was, I write out Magnum TA's name, I write out his PowerPoints, and then you're gonna have to write out the levels of when he gets to a certain level, when he's fatiguing, because when you have a pinfall or submission, you're going to consult this chart here, and this chart will tell you, if he's at a level 1, and then the move that is being used, then it'll tell you, C move level 1. So this would represent what the pinfalls or submissions are, which you would have to roll. So, um, so that's why you have to write out this here. This is a little bit of preparation before the match happens, and that is okay. So you write this down. Now, how do you figure out these numbers? Well, all you do is you take his total points, power points, and then the level 1 you're going to times by a zero point 0.8. This is all in the book as well. So just so you know, so you're going to times the first level by a zero point 0.8. The next level you're going to times by a zero point 0.6. The next level you're timesing by a zero point 0.4, and then the next level you're timesing by a 0.2. So that's 790 times a 0.8 will give you 632. So that's how that will go. Okay, so I've done that for both guys. So that's the little bit of prep that you have to do before your matches. Again, I'm using these flashcards, these memo cards, to kind of keep their levels. I actually ordered off Etsy today a counter to play these games. I ordered 4 counters, so just in case, for tag teams as well, and so that way it's a little bit easier to keep track of their levels, their points, rather than me having to cross off and rewrite the number on a memo card. So it'll just be on a counter. So that's maybe something you might want to purchase, maybe off Etsy. I just did a quick, Google search and was looking up counters, and I came across Etsy, and someone was making 4-digit counters. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe that's will come in useful for this game. So I purchased that. That's on its way. So I did that for both guys. Now, what you will need to print out. Now, I did purchase the PDFs for these games, and I was telling you that in the last video that probably the best way to get into this game and be able to play it is probably to purchase the PDF version, and that way you're able to print out the whatever specific sheets that you need to get this game going. What I needed to print out, what I thought I needed to print out, I didn't print out everything. I'm going to print it out, bit by bit kind of thing. If you're able to print out everything, great. If you're kind of like me and you're just kind of like, I'm going to just get this bit by bit and get it going. What I did was, first thing I wanted to do was print out the pinfall and submission chart. So of course this is important because this tells you what you need to roll, where the guy is at on his different levels. So I printed out this, and then so I'm just going to put that aside. So pinfall and submission chart, and then I printed out the cheat chart. Okay, so I got the cheat chart because someone like Ivan Koloff here, for a 96, he is rolling a cheat. So then you would have to refer to this cheat chart. So you have to roll a D8 for this chart. So that's something that it's important to get the cheat chart to roll, print that out. And then another thing I printed out that could happen is the thrown out of the ring chart. Okay, so again, someone like Ivan Koloff and Magnum TA. Ivan Koloff has a throw out of the ring on a 86 to 87 roll. Magnum TA has a throw out of the ring. He's throwing a turnbuckle. I'm hitting a turnbuckle. I thought I saw that he had a throw out of the ring. Yes, as 86 as a throw out of the ring for Magnum TA. So yeah, so again, another important chart. So I have the throw out of the ring, and then there's also this little bit part here for wait patiently after thrown out of the ring. So I printed both sheets, laminated it, put the both of them together because they're essentially the throw out of the ring chart. So did that, and then the last thing that I had to print out was the wrestling raffle chart. Okay, so this is kind of like where the a little bit of the flavor of the match might come in, because if you roll a tie for control, then you have to refer to this wrestling raffle chart. So the numbers go to 0 to 100 or whatever, and so I put double-sided both of these here. Okay, so I printed that out. So these are the main charts you're going to need for the game out of the book that I printed out to get the game going. Okay, so now that we know what charts are printed out, now what dice do you need to play this game? Okay, so you're going to need 2 10-sided dice, right? So this, you're going to need this to do your moves. To roll these moves, you're going to need two 10-sided dice. One of the 10-sided dice it goes by tens, okay? And the other one is a single-digit dice that goes by tens. So you're going to need 2 of these. You could get a third one, for theme, for the other wrestler if you wanted. So that's to roll out their moves. And then to roll for control, I'm going to use D20s, okay? So you're going to roll for control, 1 for one guy, 1 for the other guy. If you find, the book advises to use D10s, to use essentially, these D10s here for control. But also what happens is if there's a tie on the rolls, then you'll be consulting the wrestling raffle chart. So there's more of that could happen if you roll d10s than if you were to roll d20s. So I'm gonna roll d20s, okay. And one other thing you could do is, for control, you can roll d20s, you can roll d10s. More things would happen with the wrestling raffle chart if you did that. And another thing you do is if you play, more of the, like if you're playing against enhancement talent and stuff, you could roll like a d20 against a d8. So if you're rolling against, if we're looking at the rankings chart here, so let's say you were rolling, let's say Magnum TA. I just played a match where Magnum TA was against Nelson Royal. So I had Nelson Royal roll a d8 because, obviously he is a lesser opponent to Magnum TA. Magnum TA would have more opportunities on the d20 than Nelson Royal on his d8. So that would make sense thematically that Magnum TA is getting off more of the offense. And actually Nelson Royal, he did get some offense in on Magnum TA, right? So, um, you could do that. If the guy you think is a little more, probably more gonna have more offense, like if you think, Don Cornelio, Dutch Mantel, then you wouldn't maybe give him a D8, maybe you give him a D10 to one of these guys that roll a D20. So it'd be up to you to how you want to customize the match. Maybe someone on the lower end, Brody Chase, then you're letting him roll like a D6 to, whoever is the higher to their D20 or D10 or whatever you feel comfortable with, for getting the advantage in the match. Okay, so that would be totally up to you how you want to do that, but that's how I would probably do it. Okay, and then the last thing is you're going to need a d6 as well to roll for the extra damage, because when you refer to what the move is, it's going to tell you, like for Magnum TA backbreaker plus 16, then you'd roll the dice, and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24. So that'd be a 24 damage off the backbreaker. So you roll a d6 extra to the damage that's on the chart. Okay, and so this is just a playthrough, okay, a regular playthrough. This is not going to get into my fancy commentary too much. I'll try maybe to jazz it up when I can. This is just, trying to show off the game and how the gameplay plays. The other thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to play both of these guys at a level 3, just for time purposes of the game, because to play them probably at their original PowerPoints at 790 and 500 would probably take a while, and that's something we'll discuss probably at the end of the video of, this game and the realities of this game. And this game a match could be long, okay? But saying that as well, this game is, it's a lifestyle play of the realism of wrestling and the matches and playing out the matches. So, it's going to be up to you of how you would want to play this game at its full, PowerPoints, or, to lessen the PowerPoints and for certain matches. And the book does give you ideas of, where to play maybe on certain levels. And even, I believe, in the WWF book that they have, the New York Territory book that they have for quick play matches that I have to read more on. But for this particular game, to show you a playthrough of the game, I'm going to have them at level 3. And level 3, if you do that, if you play the different levels, then it kind of represents them later in the match kind of deal. That's what it's kind of supposed to represent. It's kind of funny because it's both perfectly accurate, to where they are in the match kind of thing. It could be more or less, but for the playthrough, for this here, just to kind of show off the gameplay, we're gonna have them at level 3 here. Okay, so all we're gonna do is to start the match here. We're gonna roll d20s for control. So Magnum TA is the blue dice, and Ivan Koloff is the red dice. So we're gonna roll here for control. So we roll, and Magnum TA has an 18, Ivan Koloff has a 15. So Magnum TA is in control, so he gets to roll 2 d10 dice. One is a single digit, one is a double digit. So we roll those, and let's see what happens here. So he rolls a 77. So we look up on the chart for 77. Magnum TA is doing a drop kick. That is a plus 10 move. So plus 10 plus we roll the 6-sided dice for the extra damage. So a 10. So he's doing a 14 to Ivan Koloff. So then we would take Ivan Koloff's 200 minus 14. Ivan Koloff's at 186 now for his health. So I would just write that down below it. 186. You could cross that off at the top if you want. Now Ivan Koloff is at 186 after that big drop kick by Magnum TA. So that would be that move. There is no other things that go along with that. So we roll back for control again. So now we roll back for control. Magnum TA has a 17. Koloff has a 6. So Magnum TA is still in control. We roll the D10s, both of them. Magnum TA got a 67. So 67 on his chart is a double axe handle, plus 4. So plus 4 plus the die, that's plus 2, so that's a 6. So now Ivan Koloff is at a 180 after that double axe handle. So Magnum TA threw a drop kick, got up, Koloff got up, big double axe handle to the head. So that's kind of the way you'd have to almost see it. It's not like he threw a drop kick and a double axe handle happened out of nowhere kind of thing. Like, they both got up. Koloff got up after that drop kick. Magnum TA hits him with a double axe handle to the head as he gets up or something like that. So that's how you're kind of picturing the match, right? So now we go back and we roll again to see who's in control. So now Magnum TA roll a 16. Ivan Koloff roll a 10. So Magnum TA is still in control here. So now Magnum TA, let's see, roll here. He is the U.S. champ, and he is in control. 78. So we look at 78 on the chart. Magnum TA, clothesline plus 16, plus the extra damage. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 damage. So we do 180 minus 22, and that is 158. So 158. Big clothesline by Magnum TA. Sends Ivan Koloff down to the canvas. He is hurt. Ivan Koloff is in a lot of trouble. Magnum TA, he's taking it to Ivan Koloff here. He is showing why he is the U.S. champion. So now we roll again for control. Now Ivan Koloff gets control. So as he rolled a 19, Magnum TA rolled a 4. So now we're rolling for Ivan Koloff. He took that clothesline. What's he going to do? He does a 96. So if you look at his chart, 96 is a cheat. So now we got to go to the cheat chart. So we bring out the cheat chart. Just give me one sec. I'm bringing out the cheat chart. So the cheat chart, and it says, cheat, refer to cheat chart. Cheat. There's no damage to it. So now it shows you on the cheat chart that there's 8 different things that could happen here. So this is going to be interesting. This is the first time I'm rolling on this chart. So it's a 3. So we look at the 3. Your manager gives you a foreign object to use in the ring. If you have no manager, you pull it from your boot. Use it with a plus 25, but you do not go for the pin. Your opponent, however, is a bloody mess. You have a 5% chance of being disqualified on a 1 to a 5 on 2d10. Roll to see if you are DQ'd. If so, your opponent will begin your next match against him, singles or tag, with 30 extra power points due to being upset about this result. This should be scheduled within the next month of scheduled dates. If you're not DQ'd, then your cheating was successful. Okay, so your manager, Koloff, doesn't have a manager in this, so he took it out of his boot. You use it, so that's a plus 25 damage. So 25, and then we're going to add in the extra damage that he does. It's a 4, so that's 29 damage. So 316 minus 25 equals 291. So now Magnum TA is at 291. Okay, now we go back here. Just read this here a little more again. Then it says, but you do not go for the pin, so there's no pin. And then you have a 5% chance of being disqualified on a And Magnum TA right now, he just got busted open. He got hit with that foreign object by Ivan Koloff. Now we roll two d10s here. We roll two d10s, and on a 1 to 5, Koloff would be disqualified. So he rolls a 43, so he is not disqualified. So then after that, if you are not disqualified, then your cheating was successful. So he was able to pull out a boot. He distracted the referee somehow, and then boom, he laid in with that foreign object. Whatever he used there, some brass knucks, opening up Magnum TA, and he is a bloody mess. So now Magnum TA is a bloody mess. Now, one other thing I want to talk about too is you would also, in this game, there's a chart that you could have to write moves on, to show if you want to keep like a time limit, if you want to have a 20-minute time limit or whatever, then you would write these moves down and then you would count them after to see like where you're at. So if you're playing with a time limit, it'd be like plus, 80 moves or 90 moves or whatever it is for the time limit. And then if you get to that, then the match would be a draw. So for this, so here it is here. So 10 minutes would be if they got to 50 moves. You would be documenting this. Then if they got to 50 moves, that would be the 10-minute time limit, and then that would be a draw. So you could do that. They have like a mock-up sheet here of, how you could write this here. You could just write this, in notation, single notation, how you feel, or you could do it like how they have it here in this book here. For the game though, I'm not doing it for that. We're just gonna play it out and see what happens here. But if you're wanting to play a time limit, or if you probably just want to just have your own time limit, have a clock going or whatever, so you only want to play it for the 10 or 20 minutes or whatever. That's totally up to you. So it's a matter of how you want to keep time in a match. So now we're gonna go back. So again, we just had Ivan Koloff pull out some brass knuckles that he hid in his boot. Told the referee a fan, was agitating, and the referee went to talk to the fan, and boom, he nailed Magnum TA with the brass knucks. Magnum TA is busted wide open. He can't believe what happened. And now we go back to the roll, because there wasn't any type of control, automatic control for Koloff or anything like that. So we go back to the roll here. So we roll, and Koloff is still in control after nailing Magnum TA with that foreign object. So now let's see what he rolls. A 63. So Koloff rolled a 63, and that is a punch. So his punch is 7 damage. So 7 damage plus the single die. Here it is. So 7. So that's 10. So he just took off 10 points off Magnum TA. So now Magnum TA is down to 281. Magnum TA busted wide open. And Koloff laying in a big right hand on Magnum TA. And now Magnum TA gets the advantage of 7 to 5. So Magnum TA is going to roll. He has the advantage. Magnum TA, let's see what he does. He does an 8. An 8 on Magnum TA is a arm bar. It counts as 2 moves. So if you were documenting the moves for the match that they were doing, this would count as 2 moves. Okay, so you would just write that down, 2 moves, an arm bar. Arm bar, 2 moves. Okay, and then the arm bar does a +1. So +1 plus the dice roll. So now he's doing a 6 on this arm bar. So he takes down Ivan Koloff. He's doing a 6. So now Ivan Koloff is down to 152. Magnum TA got him holding that arm bar, and he is bleeding from the head. He's trying to control the match here, and now we roll for control. So now, as the match goes on, this would get a lot faster now that with your rolling as you get into the flow. So Magnum TA, again, he wanted the advantage on a 3-1. So now Magnum TA, what's he going to do now? A 22. He's got Koloff in that arm bar, and now he gets Koloff up. He's going to lay a big right hand to the head of Koloff. He is upset, and he's doing 10 damage. So Koloff down to 142. And here we go. I'm going to speed it up a little bit now, right? We're going to roll the dice now. Who's in control? Magnum TA. He is upset about being busted open by Koloff. And 21 for Magnum TA is a big kick to the midsection. Does 7 damage plus 1, 8, so 8 damage. 8 damage there. Big kick to the midsection. Now Koloff's down to 134. And set. And now, roll back for control. Oh, Koloff now looking to take control. So now Koloff. We roll for Koloff. A 72 for Koloff. And a 72 for Koloff is a... Now he's trading a big right hand back at Magnum TA, so that's a 7. And that's 11. So he does 11 damage to Magnum TA. So that's 270 for Magnum TA. It's good to have like maybe a calculator next to you so you can calculate what the damage is being done. If you're not, you're not good at math like me, I'm not that great at math. So I have my calculator on the side here calculating. So Koloff laid in that big shot. So now we roll back for control. And now it is Magnum TA, 13 to 11. So Magnum TA going to try and answer back with his own 62 for Magnum TA. He fires back with a punch. So that's a 7 damage plus 3 is 10. So now Koloff is down to 124. Okay, and now we roll back for control. And Magnum TA just barely getting control over Koloff, a 5 to 3. Magnum TA, a 43. And the 43 is going to be a punch. So that's another plus 7 plus the dice roll. And that's again 11. So Magnum TA firing off with a right hand and another right hand to the head of Ivan Koloff. And now he's down to 113. Okay, so you can see now he's starting to dwindle here. Ivan Koloff in a lot of trouble. And now we roll for control. Magnum TA still in control. Magnum TA now, what's he going to do? A 49. And a 49 is another big right hand by Magnum TA. 7. So that's cool, 7. It's 13 damaged, so that 13. So now Koloff is down to 100. Magnum TA incensed after being busted open by that foreign object that Koloff got away with using on Magnum TA. And now it is Magnum TA in control. Koloff in a whole heap of trouble here. Magnum TA 43, another big right hand to the head of Koloff. Another big right hand. We know that does 7 damage. Plus 3 is another 10. Koloff down to 90. And Magnum TA is starting to pick it up here. That blood has incensed him here. And the fans are loving it here in Atlanta. But now Koloff is going to get control here. What does Koloff do? A 21. A 21 for Ivan Koloff. A big forearm. And that forearm is a plus 5. So plus 5 plus his damage, extra damage, is 11. So 270 minus 11 is 259. So Magnum TA is down to 259. That big forearm shot by Koloff. And now we roll back for control. And Magnum TA getting back. He's looking to answer back. He rolls a 94. A 94 is a top rope double axe handle plus 14. 15. So 15. And now Koloff is at 75. Koloff down 75 after that big double axe handle. Top rope double axe handle. So here is an example here now. We have a top rope double axe handle. So this on our chart for pins is going to be an E. Okay. Now the only thing is it's a 1 star. So we got to roll for control because a 1 star denotes that you have Magnum TA would have to roll for get control to be able to go for a pin. Okay, so we noted it down that Koloff took the damage off that top rope double axe handle. Let's see if he gets control. He does get control. Magnum TA gets control, so off that top rope double axe handle, he goes for a pin. So now we go to the pin chart. He was able to hit him with that double axe handle. So now we go to the pin chart. So this is how the pin works. So right now, Ivan Koloff is at a level 4 because he's at 75. So he hasn't gotten to level 5 because level 5 is when you reach 0. And then there's also, if you're in the minus, there's also pins for when you are in the minus. But right now, he's at a level 4 because he hasn't reached 0. He hasn't reached level 5. So we look at level 4. And then Magnum TA's move was that top rope double axe handle. So that's an E move. So E, level 4. So this is going to be the pin sequence. Now, we roll 2 D10s. You're automatically going to get a 1. But we roll anyways. So that's a 66 for a count of 1. All right. So now, again, he's at level 4, E. So now the next roll has to be a 16 or more. That's a 60. So that's a count of 2. And now, the next roll has to be an 84 or more for a count of 3. Oh, and Ivan Koloff kicks out at a count of 2. Count of 2 off that top rope double axe handle from Magnum TA. And Koloff is stunned. So he didn't get the pin. So now we roll for control. And now Koloff gets control. Koloff gets control here. What's Koloff going to do? A 39. A 39. After that top rope double axe handle, Magnum TA gets Koloff up, but Koloff lands a big kick to the midsection of Magnum TA. So a kick is a +7, and then a 3 is a 10. So that's 10. So Magnum TA is down to 249. Koloff not ready to go yet as he threw a big kick to the midsection of Magnum TA, but Magnum TA is looking to fire back. Magnum TA busted open, so he rolls an 11. 11, he arm drags Koloff down. So that's a +2. So that's a 7 arm drag. As he takes Ivan Koloff down with an arm drag. So Koloff now down to 68. And now Koloff now going to be in control. Ivan Koloff, what's he going to roll? An 87. Ivan Koloff rolls an 87. So now he's going to throw Magnum TA out of the ring. So he throws Magnum TA out of the ring. So now we're going to get ready for our out of the ring chart. So let me pull that up. The throw out of the ring chart. So there we go. We have the throw out of the ring chart. Now we still roll for control to see what happens here. So even though Koloff threw him out of the ring, we still roll for control. Oh, Koloff is in control. So now it's going to be, what does Koloff do? So we roll on his D10, the 2 D10s to see what he does. A 68. A 68. So control winner rams head into mat. Both return into the ring. Okay, so that's a +25. You roll the dice for the extra damage. That's 28. So that's 28 damage he did to Magnum TA. So 249 minus 28 is 221. So Magnum TA is at 221. Okay, and that was a 68. So then the control winner, so Koloff went outside. He pursued him. He rams Magnum TA's head into the mat, and then he threw him back into the ring. Both wrestlers are both in the ring. So that was the out of the ring action, and now we go back to control. So we roll again. All right, and Koloff still in control here. A busted up Magnum TA, and this is a 9. So a 9 is a knee. As Magnum TA was coming back in, Koloff lifts a knee to the midsection. So that's a 3. That's a 6. So now Magnum TA is at 215. Ivan Koloff lifting a knee to the midsection as he was both coming back into the ring. But now Magnum TA is fired up. He wants to do something here. A 71. A 71 for Magnum TA. As now he's firing back with some shots. And he throws Koloff into the rope. And a big backdrop. Big backdrop by Magnum TA. So a 68 minus a 12 is a 56. So now Koloff is at 56 and he is hurt. Ivan Koloff is hurt. Magnum TA is incensed still that he is busted open. And we roll back for control here. Big backdrop. And now Magnum TA is in control. Magnum TA 77. Sets him up now. Koloff gets up from the mat. That's a big drop kick by Magnum TA. And that's a 15-pointer. So 56 minus 15. 41. Ivan Koloff now at a 41. Magnum TA is in control, and the fans are loving it here in the Omni as they're cheering for their hero, Magnum TA. Magnum TA still in control. Magnum TA now, 31. 31 for Magnum TA is a big punch to the head of Ivan Koloff. And that's an 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. So Koloff takes a big right hand, and he's at 30. And Koloff is in a lot of trouble now. And Magnum TA is still in control. Magnum TA now, what's going to happen now? 32. That's another big right hand by Magnum TA. He's laying in those big right hands. And now Koloff is down to 22. Koloff is dwindling here as the U.S. champion is in control. Magnum TA. But now Koloff looking to do something here. The Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, an 11. And Koloff hits him with a big right hand. And now he's looking to go for a big knee drop that sent Magnum TA down the canvas. He's looking for a knee drop. So that's a 5 and an 8. And 8. So now Magnum TA is down to 210. All right. Koloff drops a knee on Magnum TA. And now Magnum TA is going to be in control at 29. And a 29 for Magnum TA is a punch. So as he gets up, he nails Koloff with a big right hand. Magnum TA's right hands are a 7 plus 5. That's a 12. So Koloff, 22. He's down to 10. So Koloff in a whole lot of trouble here. And now Koloff getting the advantage now. 53 for Ivan Koloff is a big punch. So Koloff fighting back now. 7, 8, 9. So 210. And now Magnum TA is down to 201. So you're seeing where they're at now, right? Magnum TA is at 201 power points. Koloff is at 10. Koloff just barely hanging in there, right? But Magnum TA busted open. And you're seeing the story here. Koloff in control. Koloff, what's he going to do? An 88 for Ivan Koloff. 88 for Ivan Koloff is a roll-up. So he's going to roll up Magnum TA. So there you see there's no damage. And it's an automatic pin. So Magnum TA, we go to the pin chart. Magnum TA right now is at 201. So he is at a level 3 because he hasn't hit 158. So we roll a roll up. Koloff rolls 2 dice. Again, we said he's at a level 3 still because he hasn't reached 158. So level 3, Koloff's roll up. His roll up is an E. So E, level 3. So 11, 28, and 90. So Koloff needs an 11 for a count of 1, a 28 for a count of 2, and a 90 for a count of 3. And Magnum TA kicks out on a count of 2. That was a close one, as everyone thought Koloff was going to win with that roll-up against the U.S. champ. So as you can see there, so we continue on here. And Koloff still with the advantage now. Koloff, what's he going to do now? 26 for Ivan Koloff. There's an elbow drop as Magnum TA is still on the mat after that roll-up, and Koloff lands a big elbow. So that was a 26. Yeah, that was a 26. Sorry. So it was a forearm. 7, 8. So 8. So big forearm by Ivan Koloff. Now he's down to 193. If I made a mistake there, let me know, but I think that's what I was. He did a forearm. So now, Koloff in control. Ivan Koloff in control there. And Koloff still in control here now. Koloff Zeros. So zeros are a grapple. So that counts as 2 moves. So you'd write that down on your sheet if you're keeping time. And then you would just roll for control again. Koloff still in control. Koloff 21. That's a forearm again. Big forearm shot. Well, 5, 6, 7. So Magnum TA in a lot of trouble here. He's down to 186. Now he's taking some punishment now. And he is busted wide open still from that foreign object that Koloff used on him earlier in the match. And now Magnum TA. He's on the attack now. Magnum TA with a 2. So he grapples Koloff. So that would be, you'd write that down as a grapple. He's getting up. They're both kind of holding on to each other. Magnum TA gets the advantage again. Magnum TA an 11. And Magnum TA going for an arm drag on Ivan Koloff. So that's a 2 plus 3 is a 5. So now Koloff is down to a 5. All right. And we keep on going here. Magnum TA. Koloff gets the advantage. Koloff now, what's he going to do? A 1, that's a grapple. So we go back to the dice there for control. Koloff still with the advantage. Koloff now 59. A 59 is a punch by Ivan Koloff. So that's a 7. Plus roll of the dice. That's 13. So now Magnum TA down to 173. Ivan Koloff wearing down Magnum TA in this match. He is wearing him down. And the fans are a little concerned for their hero, Magnum TA. But Magnum TA getting control. A 17 for Magnum TA is an elbow. So an elbow is a plus 4. 5, 6. So now Koloff is a minus 1. And you can go into the minuses. There are pinfalls for in the minuses. So now, and then 2, when you reach minus 50, then you're able to make pin attempts on the opponent once he reaches a minus 50. So now, Magnum TA, Koloff is in a lot of trouble, but Koloff gets the advantage. 54 for Ivan Koloff. 54 is a punch, plus 7. That's 13. So 13 is 160. So Magnum TA down to 160. And now Magnum TA in a little bit of trouble here now. And now Koloff has the advantage. Koloff now starting to get the advantage. At 82 for Ivan Koloff. At 82 is a back suplex. So that's plus 17. 18. Plus 18. So now Magnum TA now is down to 142. Koloff wearing him down. He's still Koloff tired, but he's still coming at Magnum TA, the U.S. champ. And now Magnum TA gets the advantage. What's Magnum TA going to do? He's getting up, trying to hang on to Koloff, so he won't dish out any more punishment, but Koloff takes the advantage. Koloff now, 67 for the Russian Bear. And he throws a punch to Magnum TA. It's a 7, 8, 9. Now Magnum TA is at 133. Koloff, what's he going to do? Koloff in control. That's a grapple. Koloff grabbing Magnum TA up. Koloff now, what's he going to do now? 62. And that's 62 for Koloff. That's another punch to the head. He's trying to keep the blood coming out of Magnum TA. That's a 10. Magnum TA down to 123. Koloff. So now we have a tie here. So a tie, we go to the wrestling raffle chart. So we go to the wrestling raffle chart. We roll the 2 D10s. 29. So 29 on the wrestling raffle chart. Let's see what happens. So a 29, we look it up. Booker's call. The booker gets to add storyline to the match by creating a situation that benefits the match that is taking place. They will decide if any move boxes are used and if any damage is done. If there are only 2 players, you may choose to roll again. So maybe we'll just roll again. See what happens instead. A 54. The wrestlers in the ring bury each other in the ground game, grappling and reversing moves chain, wrestling for 5 moves. 10 in a tag match. Place an X in the next 5 or 10, whichever applies, move boxes on your match sheet. So, so you could, you have the wrestlers in the ring bury each other in the ground game, grappling and reversing moves, chain wrestling for 5 moves, 10 in a tag team. So place an X in the next 5 or 10. So if you're documenting this on your chart, on your thing for keeping time, then you would just document that, the next 5 moves were chain grappling. They're both like, going back and forth with their headlocks and all that. So that's what happens there. So we go back to control. Go back to control. And Magnum TA gets the advantage. What's Magnum TA going to do? A 79. And a 79 is a big body slam by Magnum TA. That's a 15. 22. 22 damage. So now Ivan Koloff is at a minus 23. Big body slam by Magnum TA. And now Magnum TA in control. What's he going to do now? A 62. And a 62 for Magnum TA is a big punch to the head. After that body slam, Koloff gets up. And Magnum TA fires a big right hand. Does 8 damage. Now he's at minus 31. And now Koloff, he's the one in a lot of trouble. Magnum TA still with the advantage. Magnum TA 36. 36 is another punch to the head, plus 7. That's 12. So now he's at minus 43. Big shots here from Magnum TA. And now Koloff gets the advantage. Koloff now, what's he going to do? Ivan Koloff, a 40. And Koloff throws a kick back to the midsection of Magnum TA. That's a 7. That's an 11. A big kick to the midsection. Magnum TA now, he's down to 112. And now Magnum TA gets the advantage now. A 96 for Magnum TA. Look out. He's going for that belly-to-belly suplex on Ivan Koloff. That's a plus 50. Plus 151. So 51 plus 43 equals, he's at a minus 94. Minus 94. So we go to the pin chart. He hit him with the belly-to-belly suplex out of nowhere. So now, this is a 2-star, so that's an automatic pin. So now we go to, it's an A. So A, Koloff is at a minus 50. He's over minus 50. He's not at minus 100. So we look here. A move. And now he needs a 1 for a count of 1. 2 for a count of 2. And a 10 for a count of 3. And he got him. Magnum TA got him with that big belly-to-belly suplex. Big belly-to-belly suplex by the U.S. champ. And then he takes out Ivan Koloff. What a match. These two going back and forth. Magnum TA bloodied. But he gets the win over the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. And you can see the disappointment on Koloff's face. And Magnum TA heading back to the dressing room to take care of that cut over his head. So there you see. That's how a match is done in the Squared Circle, a pro wrestling simulation game. You can see that this match at a level 3 took almost close to an hour. I was explaining some stuff here, but it took, again, close to an hour, right? So here are my thoughts on what I think of this game. I think this game is awesome, okay? To be honest, I really do think this game is awesome. It is a game that you would have to invest in to get the sheets and to print them out and all that, So it is a little bit of investment. To start, if you're interested in this game, I would say buy the PDF. And if you're really liking the game, to me it's a treasure. This guy, ST Patrick, that made this game, it is a treasure that he made here, to be honest. This game is a super realistic wrestling game. Okay, and this is a real treasure. So, if you're really digging the game, then yes, get the hardcover books. They're super nice. They're made nice, um, and you can always refer back to them and that. But for playability purposes, I would say get start with the PDF, print out whatever pages and charts you need from there, right? So that's what I would do. Now, people might think, wow, that was really long for a match. What if you had played at the full PowerPoints and that? For me, for this game, you have to be a true wrestling fan, okay? And there's always going to be, yeah. So you have to be a true wrestling fan to really deep dive into this and really play out the matches as they probably should be played to a realistic sense of what was going on for these particular wrestlers or time period of how these matches play out. And again, it's gonna be long. Some of the matches they do have a quick play. He did make some quick plays, and then like I said, you could there's also in the book where you could adjust these, and play at the lower levels if you want. Some of the bigger matches you might want to play at their appropriate level to get the full effect, and you could write it down and that. But this is a game that you have to have. To me, you have to be a real wrestling fan to really love this game. Two, you have to possibly have watched this time period of the matches to really appreciate what you're playing. Okay, and a lot of, and you could say, well, wow, a lot of the time in the match there was a lot of punching and kicking and forearming and that kind of thing. But you know what? I played a match the other day. I played Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules, right? I played that match the other day, and so I kind of messaged Mr. St. Patrick about it, just to say, oh, all they were doing are punching and kicking and chopping in the match, really, kind of thing. And then he kind of sent me, and I was just kind of joking, with the email because I was fine with it. I was kind of, I was okay how, excuse me, the match had played out. And, but he was saying, in that time period, that's what they were doing. A lot of times they're throwing, a lot of punches and kicks and stuff like that. So if I dare you to go back and maybe watch one of these matches, because sure enough, I went to just see, like, what did Hercules and Billy Jack do against each other? And what did they do? They were throwing punches and kicks at each other. They weren't doing, a big atomic drop, a big clothesline right after that, and then, throw out of the ring, back into the ring, and, into a full Nelson. It didn't go like that. That's not how it went. It went, a lot of punching, kicking, and chops and stuff. A lot of throwing into the turnbuckle, and, it was a kind of a different, it's not the pace that we're used to nowadays, right? And that's something that you have to just know, that this game plays realistically to its time period. Okay, so you have to be aware of that and have to understand that's the kind of pace that you're watching. That's the kind of match that you're watching. And for me, I love it. I love the realism of this game. I love, that the matches don't you're not going from one to the other kind of thing. You know, the control factor, rolling for control, that's also real too to the matches, because just because a guy does a pin attempt or something like that, the guy sometimes gets up, breaks the other guy's eyes, and he takes over, and that's all part of wrestling, right? So this game to me is a very, very realistic game. Taking the PowerPoints, Magnum TA after this, if you wanted, he would move up in the standings, and he would be a little more tougher to take on, for taking on Ivan Koloff. Koloff might move down in the standings and that, so this is a really a living wrestling game, if you want it to be. So I think there's just so much stuff with this game. It does take a little preparation. It does take, I having to write the stuff on the flashcards here, the memo cards. for their PowerPoints and stuff. There is a little bit of preparation, you know. You got to print out certain things and stuff like that. But to me, it's well worth it, you know. And no one says that you have to do everything right off the bat. You know, it is costly to print things out. It is costly to, you know, buy a PDF and then buy a soft cover, hardcover, and that, you know. But any other game that you go into, there is cost over time, and to me, you know, once you're invested into this game, you know, you have what you need essentially. You know, there might be other little things that you get. You know, like for me, like I said, I got the counters to play, so I'm not having to like write down the counters. You know, their powerpoints for the match. Um, but you could do that if you want. You know, and you could. You know, keep the stats how you want. You know, keep track of the guys how you want. It is all up to you how you want to play this, right? And that's the great thing, okay? And again, you know, not every game is for everyone. You know, again, this could be long for some people. I understand that. You know, some people want to play a shorter, quicker game. The other game I have, the Phil Singer Legends game, you know, it's quicker in its matches, but also I've had long matches just as long as this. You know, playing a Phil Singer Legends game, and you know, it's going to be totally up to you how much time you have, you know, and what exactly you're trying to get out of your wrestling game. You know, there's other games out there. Sure, they play nice and quick, and you know, and you know, you could probably feel great that you played a wrestling game of some sort. But again, you know, it depends what you're trying to get out of your wrestling game. And this is a realistic simulation, as the book says. Okay, um, so I'm glad that I'm able to play this out for you. There's so much other details in this game, you know, as well as tag team matches and specialty matches that can be played out. You know, once you get to like the WWF, you can even play a Royal Rumble if you want. You can play a Battle Royal from this book here. So there's all kinds of specialty matches that I haven't even dreamed of getting into just yet. And you know, you could. There's so much stuff to be had with this game, and this, and again, Mr. St. Patrick here put all his time, you know, and trying to make an accurate game that he was watching and with his friends, and put together just a beautiful simulation of a game. Um, so again, it's up to you what you want. Like they say, it's up to you, promoter, of how you want to, you know, make matches and how much time you have and all that, right? But this game is an unbelievable game if you are a true diehard wrestling fan, especially the 80s and 90s and all that. And there's also, you know, he says to be working on future things, future sets, so maybe you'll have all the, you know, Attitude Era, the old WWF, maybe the, you know, like I was saying, I think a realistic book to put out next would be, you know, the WCW era with like Sting and all those guys. I think that to me is another realistic book he should probably look to make soon. I would think, hopefully, but you know, like there's just so much with this game, and you know, it's totally up to you, like how you want to play. Like I'm just kind of probably just keep saying it. It's totally up to you on your time. And again, the gameplay is really easy. You're just rolling, you know, you're rolling the dice just like in any other game. You know, you're having to track the stats, all that kind of stuff. That, you know, and a lot of it is normal. You know, you might have to do a little more writing in this one, but you know, if you're into the stratomatic games and stuff like that, you know, this is right down that alley. You know, it's not too much more, you know, than any of those other games. So I just want to be real, and you know, this game is great. If you're a wrestling fan, if you have an imagination, if you like the 80s and 90s and all that, this game, and you love Stratomatic games, you didn't mind playing D&D games, all that kind of stuff, and I mean, this game is for you. It is definitely for you if you're a true wrestling fan. If you're, you know, and again, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Everybody has their own taste. Everybody has, you know, they want to play the imaginary wrestlers, quick matches. You know, there are a lot of games out there for that, and by all means, get them. You know, I'm not going to knock anybody else's game. You know, not every game is for everybody, but this is a true simulation, a true, uh, how these wrestlers played out. And if you don't believe it, go look at some old wrestling and see how the match went. See how the match flows. Okay, you'd probably be surprised even, because some of us have ideas of how wrestling probably went back when, oh yeah, the guy did this, that, atomic drop, da da da. If you really go back and look at it, you'll see exactly how the match is played. Guys walk around, guys, throwing punches and kicks and knee lifts and all that kind of stuff. Nothing was big move after big move after big move. Okay, so be real. I would say be real with your wrestling, with your knowledge of wrestling. If you have any doubts, there are plenty of YouTube matches. Go watch the old YouTube matches and see what I'm talking about. And again, this game it's a wonderful game. It's going to take a while, to be honest, like I'm saying, it's going to take a while for me to set up things and get guys printed out and stuff like that. It's going to take a while, but once you have things going, it is a wonderful game, guys, and you would enjoy it if you're a true wrestling fan and have the patience to play a true wrestling simulation game. Okay? So this playthrough answered any questions anybody has about the game. I will try and make other playthroughs if I can, like with tag matches, and I had a request for a match from the World Class book, so I'm gonna maybe try and do that in a certain time period. But I thank you guys for your support and for watching my videos and making comments, and I try and answer as best as I can everyone's concerns and comments. I hope I played it right, Mr. St. Patrick. I hope everything was pretty much how it would be done. I think it was. I don't think I made too many mistakes or any mistakes. If I did, please leave comments. Let me know where I went wrong. But I think for the most part that this is the flow of the game, and hope you all learned from it. And if you're on the fence about buying it or whatever, hopefully this decides if you want it or not. And again, not for everybody, but if you're a true wrestling fan, this is an awesome wrestling game that Mr. St. Patrick made out of love, and the moves are authentic to the guys. That's all I could say, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them. I'll try to be more than happy to answer them. If you have any questions or comments for the Mr. St. Patrick who made this game, check out the squared circle game at gmail.com. Okay, and he'd be more than happy to answer any questions or concerns you have about this game. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll make another video soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video and give some love to this awesome pro wrestling simulation game. Thanks again, guys. God bless, and see you hopefully in another video very soon. Take care.